Hey guys, Rockshield here. This time, back in SM-Cath, where I wanted to show you a true solo one pull of the courtyard and a one pull of the cathedral done just with Rockshield. Now, the first thing I want to draw attention to is the buffs you see in the top right hand corner. You'll notice that I use only Paladin buffs, with the exception being the 2 Druid buffs you see there. Many of you who have seen my previous videos know that I have multiple accounts. My highest level toon on another account is a level 53 Druid. Since I can have him simply stand outside of the dungeon and buff me while I run, I use only those buffs, as that is sustainable from run to run, unlike say world buffs, elixirs, scrolls, etc. In addition to that, I want to go ahead and say that this type of power pulling has generated me thousands of gold in the manner that I will describe now. So the first strategy is you want to of course be selling these runs for gold to players who want the experience being power pulled. For me, I charge 10 gold per head per run where I get all loot. I also sell each of the blue BOPs for 3 gold each, as that is slightly less than the price of the small radiant shard that they disenchanted to. Now, you can do the math pretty quickly. If I sold 4 players at the same time, each paying 10 gold, and I can do this 5 times an hour, which I can before I hit instance cap, that means that's 200 gold cash in hand an hour, along with all of the items, which let's say on average, because you will get some BOP blues that sell for a lot, so on average, those items might be worth 50 gold. Max gold per hour, you're looking at 250 gold per hour. Here you can see when I bring them around the corner, take a look at my health. Look at how it's not going down. This is because of a large amount of time and effort I've put into getting the correct gear through testing, etc. I use 7 out of 8 pieces of tier 2 because they have damage and spell power on them, the best gear that you can use for this style of pulling. The one exception is, instead of using my Judgment breastplate for 8 out of 8 tier 2, I use the Demon Forged breastplate for its proc that will heal me, which scales lifesteal, scales on 1-to-1 with damage spell power. So you see, I literally wiped the entire courtyard and I didn't even have to heal. I didn't even use my bubble. Didn't heal, didn't do anything. Now, in addition to that, I also use the Skullflame shield, which itself also has its own lifesteal ability. Along with that, my 2 trinkets are the Talisman of Ephemeral Power, which increases spell power for a period of time, and here you can see the massive amount of healing. 18,000 plus healing on me, just that one, with Drain Life alone healing me for 12,000 health that run. The other trinket being the ZG trinket. And now, this truly may be the world first of a Paladin just stand and fight and wipe the entire SM Cathedral one pull. No help. Now, to do this style of pull, I had to experiment a lot to see what the exact combination that would work is without using any scrolls or elixirs, etc. Like I mentioned, all the buffs you see I have here are sustainable between just me and my one alt, Denarius, my druid. At this point in time, you'll see I'll eventually have to bubble now. Now that I've used both of my trinkets, I'm doing a massive amount of damage to every mob around me. I also there use a Goblin Sapper charge, which helps me a lot to bring these mobs down more quickly. In addition to that, you also see on the right hand side of the screen that I have a limited invulnerability potion. This is useful in the event that the mobs that are returning to me are going to kill me, as while it does not block magical damage, the melee damage block alone will be enough. For the sake of your time, I have not shown the kill of the bosses at the end, as many of you know, single target damage is not the strength of a Paladin. With that said, I don't hide the total time of the run from you. As you'll see now as we exit the dungeon, this entire pull, including the loot, this entire 2 pulls, can be done in 10 minutes before reset. Meaning 50 minutes in an hour, so 5 an hour. With, like we mentioned earlier, 250 gold plus per hour. And for a fact, just this past Thursday, I received 1,500 gold cash in hand over the course of the day. There you see my druid sitting there, Daenerys. He just sits there. And this can be run over and over and over. As you'll see here, as we start the run, we show the clips with the group. Now in this case, I've chosen to only fill 3 of the spots. The reason for that is some of you may have seen my earlier videos. I'm still pushing to level 10 Mooncloth alts. So Magathor, you see the priest in the bottom left hand corner of the party, is another one of my alts who I'm leveling to level 35. Once Magathor reaches level 35, I'll swap him out with the next highest character under level 35. In this way, I still receive a very respectable 30 gold cash in hand every 10 minutes, while continuing my goal of power leveling my alts. Now you see in this pull, I did have to use Blessing of Protection and heal, but it doesn't require me to use Divine Shield, which means that when I run into the dungeon for the Cathedral pull, I don't have to wait 5 minutes for that cooldown to come back up again. In this manner, with a strong demand thanks to great support from players on the server, I've been fortunate to save a large amount of gold, of which you'll see later in the video when eventually I open my bag space just to look at why one bag ironically isn't working, the add-on. This being said, this type of pull took a long time to build up to. When I first dinged level 60, you come here with the fresh 60 as a paladin, and if you even try to kill 12 to 15 mobs in this cathedral here, you will die. Your Consecrate doing 48 base damage unbuffed per tick will not be able to out DPS the Renew of the Chaplains. You simply will not be able to do this type of pull. So for those of you who want to emulate this style, first I want to say thank you. That kind of support means a lot to me, and it definitely motivates me to keep pushing the boundaries of Paladin power pulling as you see here. Secondly, it does take time and experimentation to get to this point in time. I needed to know what the exact combination of gear, movement, strategy was required to create this type of efficient power farming that would allow me to save up the kind of gold I wanted to create my Mooncloth alts or buy any items that I'm hoping to receive in the GDKP runs you may also find on my channel. Moving forwards, I plan on continuing to do these runs not just for gold, but I also truly enjoy seeing how far Brockshield has come and enjoying the AOE style of pulling that you see here. With that, I want to say thank you very much. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Light be with you all. Take care, and thank you again.